Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're getting into a story that, honestly, it starts with this really chilling idea. Think silence, suspicion, a locked door, and this wrong smell being the very first clue. So this deep dive, we're going to unravel the really disturbing details of a true crime case called The Tenant in 4B.
Right.
Our mission, basically, is to dig into the key bits of information, the insights from the source material. We have excerpts from The Tenant in 4B, a chilling mystery. We want to see how these tiny, seemingly minor things people notice can, build up into something horrifying, how suspicion becomes, well, undeniable proof.
Exactly. It's about piecing together a puzzle from faint signals.
Okay, so let's set the scene. Maple Heights apartments, a bit rundown, people mostly keep to themselves. Our main person is Mira Hale. She's a nurse, works nights, lives in 4A, Unit 4B next door, empty for almost a year after the last tenant passed away.
Okay. Standard quiet apartment building then?
Until one Tuesday, rainy day. Mira comes home, sees the door to 4B is slightly open, just unlatched, and there's the leather boot sticking out from behind it. Then it moves. The boot pulls back.
Whoa.
She never sees a face. Just the boot, and then click, the door shuts.
Silence. Okay. Right away, that's unsettling.
Oh.
A boot. A door clicking shut. It's subtle, isn't it? But your gut immediately says something's off.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like our brains are wired to notice things that don't fit the pattern, even tiny things. It's that signal processing of intuition we sometimes talk about. It's not loud, but it's there.
And for Mira, it definitely flagged something. Because the weirdness didn't stop there. That same night, like 2:13 a.m., she hears noises from 4B.
2 a.m. noises are rarely good.
Right, and it wasn't TV or music. It was scraping, dragging, like heavy furniture being moved really slowly across the floor.
Oof. Yeah, that's not typical neighbor stuff. That late at night, it makes you think. Concealment, hiding something, doing something you don't want anyone to see or hear.
Totally. So naturally, she asks the landlord about the new tenant, but he's just super vague.
Oh, how's it?
Was muttering things like, guy paid 6 months up front. Cash. Didn't leave a name. Seemed like a drifter, quiet type.
No name. 6 months cash, that's not exactly standard procedure.
Not at all. And when Mira pushed a bit, mentioned the noise, he just got defensive. Snapped something like, look, some people just like their privacy.
Wow. Okay, so dismissive. That's interesting in itself, isn't it? Almost actively unhelpful.
Incredibly frustrating for Mira, and her unease, it just kept building. She apparently told friends this wasn't paranoia. It felt different, like pure gut instinct, especially because of that smell, that wrong smell she noticed. It got stronger.
Oh yeah, the smell. What did it develop into?
She described it as like meat left out in the sun mixed with bleach.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That is incredibly specific and incredibly disturbing. Bleach is the key there, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a cleaning agent and a masking agent. So you've got the landlord being weirdly cagey, plus that smell, that combination. It really pushes things beyond just an odd neighbor situation. This is starting to feel seriously wrong.
Yeah. And it made it hard for her, Who's going to listen when the landlord himself is basically saying, mind your own business?
Precisely. Which leads to the next thing, I imagine.
It does. One evening, she's walking past 4B, and she glances at the peephole, and she sees, like a faint handprint. But on the inside of the glass...
Wait, on the inside?
From the inside, like someone had been pressed up against it, looking out, fingers maybe smudging the glass.
Okay, that is intensely creepy. That suggests someone is in there actively watching.
Right.
Not just being quiet.
Right, so she knocks. Once. Nothing. Knocks again. Still nothing. She starts to walk away, and then she hears it. Clear as day. The deadbolt sliding shut from the inside. Chunk.
Wow. Deliberate. Okay, so someone's definitely in there, knows she's there, and is actively locking her out after she knocked. That's not privacy, that's hiding.
Exactly. So, of course, she calls the police this time. Explains the smell, the noises, the people thing, the lock.
And what do they do?
Well, an officer came, took a quick look, knocked on the door himself. No answer, naturally. He basically shrugged, said there was no cause for entry. They couldn't just break down a locked door without, an emergency.
Right, the legal threshold, probable cause.
Yeah. He kind of dismissed her concerns, said maybe he's just messy about the smell, or maybe he's sick, doesn't make it a crime.
Oh, that's so frustrating. You hear that a lot, though. Gut feelings hitting procedural walls.
Totally. And then it just stopped. For 2 whole days, complete silence from 4B. No smell drifting into the hall, no scraping sounds, nothing.
Oh, that's almost weirder, isn't it? The sudden absence.
Right. Mira started to doubt herself. Like, did I imagine all that? Maybe the guy just packed up and left in the middle of the night? It's easy to gaslight yourself when authorities tell you it's nothing.
For sure. That self-doubt can creep in fast.
But then the note appeared. One morning, she's leaving for her shift, and she sees it. Taped to the door for B. Yellow paper, like from a legal pad. Black ink, kind of smeared. Barely readable.
And what did it say?
Just 3 things. Help. Not him. Under floor.
Oh my God, chills. Not him, under floor. That is terrifyingly direct and cryptic.
Completely. So she immediately calls the landlord again, tells him about the note, says you have to open this door.
And his reaction this time, given the note?
He just flat out refused, lied, said, nah, no one's in there. Guy left, dropped the keys in the mail slot this morning.
He lied after she told him about the note.
Yep. A blatant lie, which, just confirmed everything for Mira. Why would he lie like that unless he knew something or was involved somehow?
Exactly. His obstruction becomes part of the evidence. In a way, It validates her intuition completely. Just makes you wonder how often people are dismissed when they sense something deeply wrong.
Well, Mira wasn't waiting for permission anymore. That note. It changed everything. She went online, ordered a lockpicking kit.
Wow. Okay. She decided to take matters into her own hands.
She did. Waited until 3 a.m. Saturday morning. Put on gloves, heart probably hammering, went to the door of 4B. Took her about 3 minutes, she said later. And then, click, the lock opened.
I can't even imagine the nerve that took.
Yeah.
Stepping across that threshold.
She pushed the door open, and the smell just hit her. That smell, but worse. And it was cold inside. Freezing. And the apartment, stripped bare, completely empty. No furniture, nothing on the walls, bulbs gone from the sockets, just emptiness.
No. Staged. Cleaned out.
Seems like it, except for these scratches on the hardwood floor in one corner, leading to a spot where a couple of floorboards looked just slightly raised, not flush like the others.
Oh no, under floor. The note.
Exactly. Her persistence, fueled by that note and her gut feeling, it led her right there. She didn't wait for the system that had failed her.
Incredible bravery, really, to go against the dismissal, against the landlord, and then to find that.
Yeah. So she managed to pry up those loose boards. It revealed this little crawl space underneath. And down there, she saw it, a shape wrapped in thick plastic sheeting.
Oh, God.
Hands bound, the face frozen in terror, eyes wide open. And it wasn't a man, it was a woman.
Oh, Mira, finding that.
And clutched in the woman's fist was a single key.
A key.
A key. Mira backed out, called 911 immediately. The investigation later identified the woman, Lena Rowe. She'd been reported missing 6 months earlier, from 2 states away. No connection to Maple Heights Apartments before this.
6 months. Wow. And the key. Did they figure out what it was for?
I did, and it connected everything. The man who rented 4B, the drifter who paid in cash, he was linked, though his real name was never confirmed, to 3 other disappearances. All women. Midwest. All found hidden the same way, under floorboards.
So serial killer, using these transient identities.
Yeah.
And the landlord just rented to him. No questions asked.
Seems like it. Or maybe he suspected and didn't want to know. The police never found the guy. He vanished. Mira never even saw his face, remember? Just the boot.
Unbelievable. He just disappeared. And the final, most chilling piece.
The note, forensics confirmed it. The handwriting on that desperate plea taped to the door. Help! Not him! Under floor! It matched the victim. Lena Rowe wrote that note.
She wrote it before she died.
Yeah.
And somehow managed to get it onto the outside of the door.
Somehow. Maybe through the mail slot. Maybe in a moment the killer was gone. We don't know. But she left her own final clue.
That is astounding. Haunting. It makes you reconsider everything. That handprint on the people.
Yeah.
Was that Lena?
Watching.
Waiting.
Could have been. We'll likely never know for sure.
And who was the tenant? This ghost who moved through lives and left terror behind. And how long was Lena alive in there? After the noises stopped. Before Mira found her.
So many unanswered questions.
It just hammers home how much can be hidden right under our noses. How those little details, the ones easily dismissed, can be screaming the truth.
Yeah. I mean, this whole deep dive into the tenant in 4B, it really shows you the power of just paying attention, trusting that gut feeling. Even when people in charge tell you you're wrong, persistent observation can uncover these horrifying hidden truths.
It's a powerful reminder.
Absolutely. This look into Unit 4B, it reminds us, doesn't it, that sometimes the worst things are hidden in plain sight, just waiting for someone curious enough, or maybe just brave enough, like Mira, to peel back the layers. Makes you think, doesn't it? What little detail in your own life, something you might just brush off? What larger story could it be pointing to?
Some really chilling questions hang in the air, don't they? Things for you, the listener, to think about.
Definitely.
Like, what did Mira really see in that peephole, that fleeting glimpse? If Lena was alive inside, watching, pressing her hand against the glass.
Yeah.
What was that moment?
A desperate, silent plea for connection.
And who was the tenant in 4B?
Yeah.
This serial drifter, this ghost who just vanished without a trace, leaving cold cases behind him. Where is he now?
The ultimate chilling unknown.
And maybe the most haunting question of all, how long was Lena Rowe alive in that apartment, in that crawl space, clinging to hope, before those scraping noises finally stopped for good?
Yeah. That one stays with you.
This deep dive, I think, really underscores how, in our world, which is just full of noise and distraction, sometimes that critical thinking, trusting your intuition, that can be the most powerful tool you have.
Well said. It reminds us that, every voice has a story, every life has secrets, and every secret eventually leaves some kind of trace. It's just waiting for someone perceptive, someone courageous enough to find it, no matter how well hidden it seems.
It's a call to observe, maybe question things a bit more, and perhaps, like Mira, to act when something feels deeply wrong.
Yeah.
We really hope this deep dive has given you a shortcut to being well-informed on this truly chilling case, and maybe encourage you to listen just a little more closely to the whispers around you. Thank you for joining us on the deep dive.
Thanks for tuning in.
Until next time, stay curious, and above all, stay safe.